Well, hello and welcome to the Movie Virgin podcast. My name is Brendan and I am the Movie Virgin. And we're here for episode 1 and I'm here with Saron.
Hey, how you doing?
The amazing, the one and only available co-host.
Wow, makes me, I feel so valued right now. I'm the only available one.
Well, welcome to the Movie Virgin show. This is all about reviewing movies. And who better to review a movie than myself? Someone who has the title of Movie Virgin from not watching any of the critical movies that everyone needs to see.
No, none.
Movies like Die Hard and Titanic and The Matrix and all these things that
There's
are
a lot
very
of classics that you
a lot
just
of classics
don't
and very
watch.
important movies to watch. I haven't seen them, so I thought, you know what? Throughout this podcast, we're going to go on a journey to watch them slowly.
Yeah.
But we're going to start with one that I really want to watch anyway.
Yeah.
Starting with The Batman.
The Batman.
Now, we're going to review The Batman in its entirety in this episode.
Yep.
Where do we want to start? Episode 1, The Batman.
The Batman.
It's going to be good.
But
Batman. Before we start, quick spoiler warning.
Yeah.
We're not going to do a spoiler-free review.
Come on, no.
The spoiler-free review is this. Good.
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 Go watch it for yourself.
Go watch it. Then join in the comments section below or, email us and stuff. But we're going to talk about the Batman. Let's get started.
Yeah.
How we're going to start this is, what were your expectations going into the Batman?
All right. Okay. So when the Batman was first announced, or let's just take it back to the first trailer. Okay, I'll take you to the first trailer. DC fandom. I was so excited. The first DC fandom.
Yeah.
Where it was actually, not even the trailer actually, it was just a title. And, I'm not going to lie. Look, I'm a big Batfleck guy. I think...
I was wondering if Snyder and Batfleck will get into this conversation.
Oh, it didn't take too long, let me tell you. It's not going to take too long for me to get...
Oh, 3 minutes in.
I love Ben Affleck as Batman, and when they announced the Batman, Matt Reeves is doing it, and Robert Pattinson jumped on board. I didn't mind it. As much as I'm still a Ben Affleck fan as Batman...
Well, because this movie was initially a Ben Affleck movie, wasn't it?
Yes. I believe so, yeah. So they wanted, Ben Affleck to write and direct the Batman. Or not the Batman, it was a Batman movie.
Yeah, it was a Batman movie.
And then things happen and things keep going and we like...
Josh Whedon. Oh, sorry? Sorry, what was that?
Things that happen in Hollywood and in companies, things progress.
Jeff Johns? Oh, sorry. Just clear my throat.
There's some water there.
Sorry.
And then Matt Reeves joined, and then obviously it went from there, and stuff happened to Ben Affleck. A lot of online criticism around that Justice League movie, but then Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson teaming up for the Batman when that news got announced. Because for me, Robert Pattinson is one of my top 5 actors at the moment, or for the last 4, maybe 5 years. Just everything he does is, I love him. I've loved him ever since Twilight, which, I don't care what you think. Judge me all you want. But Robert Pattinson joining Matt Reeves as director, I was like, okay, I can jump on board. And then the second fandom, the trailer. First trailer came out. Second fandom was the first fandom. I can't remember. When the first trailer dropped, though, the dark, gritty... I'm vengeance, it's like, okay, yeah. I can see where this is going. Okay, I can jump on board. As much as I'm a diehard Zack Snyder fan and a diehard Ben Affleck Batman fan, I jumped on board.
Yeah,
I jumped on board. I thought, I can't wait. I generally can't wait. And these last few months leading up to the release, I thought, I just want to see it now because. The second trailer dropped, the Bat and the Cat trailer dropped, and I didn't want to watch any of those. A couple of TV spots, in the weeks leading up to its release, I didn't want to watch anything because I'm like, it's just going to spoil movies. I just want to watch it.
I mean, it's a compliment. It was a great advertising campaign because I was the same. I was trying to get rid of it, and it was in Instagram. It was everywhere. I was trying to like swipe past it all. It was so frustrating. It was everywhere. I didn't want to know anything about this movie going in.
Oh, but Lee, going into it, I will say high hopes. I did have high hopes. I mean, like I said, Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves, and it's the Batman. I had high hopes. Another Batman story, another one in how many years? We've had so many different versions and iterations of Batman in the last last few years even. I did have high hopes. That was my expectations coming in.
Yeah,
I couldn't wait. Then again, I can't wait for most DC films. I'm not gonna lie, but this one in particular, I couldn't wait for it.
Yeah,
I
think that's similar. So I think the second trailer was the one that really got me. That I was like, this is it's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
I was very excited, and I feel like sums up my expectations. Pretty simple. It's pretty similar to yours, but all right, let's get into it. But before we get into it, here's some stats. This movie cost $200 million to make.
Yeah.
Lovely. Movie money is movie money. It's just like...
movie money is movie money. And if you look at the Batman...
It's 3 hours long. It's like...
But even so, I feel like 200 million is not a lot for it. For what's come out, I don't think... I wouldn't say it's not enough. But
so
I wouldn't
good
say
bang
it's too
for your
much.
buck?
Yeah, I think it's a good bang for your buck, mate. I think, you know what? They've nailed the budget. They've nailed the budget straight off. They nailed the budget.
Yeah, nice. Well, a lot of this movie, this was filmed during the pandemic. So a lot of this is actually filmed, not quite the volume from The Mandalorian, but a lot of it is filmed on like LCD screen, LED screens and stuff like that, which is really cool because I think it gives it that... doesn't feel like it's been filmed inside, essentially. But so a lot of good stuff. It is made so far at the box office because we're recording this about a week after it's come out.
Yep.
It's made about $280 million worldwide. Which is pretty good. So it's covered its budget already. I mean, marketing budget too, so you still got probably a bit. But we're probably definitely going to get another one of these. Just from the money that's already come in.
And knowing Warner Brothers,
it's their favourite thing to do is Batman, as we've talked about.
Yeah. But what, did you say 280 as of this point?
280, or as of this point, $279,806,394. But then we just went and saw it.
Yeah.
So that's probably not $30.
At least.
So I'm going to email Box Office Mojo right now and just
tell them to update their website.
At least
hourly.
We bought popcorn and everything too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it goes to the cinema, support your local.
But compared to other movies coming out after this pandemic era,
I mean, Tenet cost $250 million.
Yep. How much that? I think the Batman made more, if I'm not correct. Batman's made more so far.
Tenet came out way too early.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Christopher Nolan's like, we're going to bring back the movies, and in hindsight, that's like, dude, you came back like a year too early.
But you know what was good about that movie?
Everything.
But in particular, Robert Pattinson. You know what I see?
Robert Pattinson himself. Goodness me,
this man,
some good stuff, isn't he?
Mate, he's
and
you know what? We'll talk. I could talk hours on Robert Pattinson alone.
So we're just going to do a Robert Pattinson episode. Let us know if you just want a Robert Pattinson episode.
But Batman.
Batman.
Is it the best? Is it the most selling box office weekend of this pandemic era?
Oh no, Spider-Man still.
True.
Spider-Man No Way Home is still bigger.
True.
Sorry.
It's all right. I did enjoy that movie too.
I heard this stat recently. It's a little bit behind The Dark Knight at the same point.
Oh, okay.
It's about 20, 30 mil behind The Dark Knight at the same point.
The Dark Knight or Batman Begins?
The Dark Knight.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But The Dark Knight Rises is even further ahead, which is an interesting thing. So you make a good movie, the next one you get money for it.
It's true. That's what happens.
Watch out for the Batman 2.
The Batman 2.
All right, let's get into it. Let's chat story. Let's chat plot. Let's chat.
I'm going to go straight off the bat.
Yep.
I love that it starts Batman. It's like we've come into this universe, but Batman's in year 2 already. I love that.
It's cool.
I love that. We look back at other like I was just talking about how many Batmans we've had in the last 10, 20 years. It's almost like year one. It's always been year one, you know? And like, I love a good Batman story. Don't get me wrong. I love a good Batman story. Origin story, should I say. But the fact that he's in year 2 and he's... Oh, it's good. It's good. I do love it's in year 2 already.
It feels like when Tom Holland became Spider-Man, it's like they didn't explain the whole origin story of Spider-Man again. They sort of just kicked off after that point.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good way of describing where they come from in this. It's like he's just had his origin story.
Yeah.
He's just gone through that. He's in year 2. So he's not an experienced Batman yet.
No.
He also doesn't have his Bat family yet.
Yeah.
He's just Batman still.
But I do believe he's gone through a lot of villains already. You know, he's gone through a lot of villains.
This guy's gone through a lot of villains.
He's gone through a lot of villains already. He's gone through a lot of villains already in year 1.
He's been through Arkham Asylum.
He's been through Arkham Asylum. I'm not kidding though. I think he's gone through Arkham Asylum. And but what I will say though, even though it is year 2, I still think a lot of these villains are almost in their, not their year 2 or not their year 1, but almost their origin. A lot of these villains. We look at the Riddler, for example.
Oh, our good friend the Riddler.
Our good friend the Riddler. Oh, Paul Dano.
Is that his name?
Paul Dano.
That's one thing I was actually like. We just went and saw it, by the way.
Yeah.
The whole time I was just sitting there being like, I gotta figure out these actors' names. I'm just gonna call them their character names the whole time. So
Paul Dano, again, he's probably in my top 10 favorite actors currently going around. He put some great performances out recently, but him as the Riddler, can't complain. He's really good. But the Riddler, it's the Riddler character itself, Edward. See, I always
not Nigma.
It's not Nigma.
It's Nashton.
Nashton.
Yeah, Edward Nashton.
Yeah, it's one. I'm a big fan of the Riddler, and I'm a big fan of actually Edward Nigma. And when I first saw it, I went, wait, Edward Nashton? Okay.
I think it's the Ligma thing.
Yeah, something.
Probably.
Something.
I'm just gonna guess.
Or that, yeah, whatever. Something. They've changed something, but I like where Paul Dano's gone with his character, and you can still tell that the Riddler is still very new in his own ways. I don't think we've seen the last of Riddler in this universe. But yeah, I just feel like I love how Batman's in year 2, but all the villains we know and love today are also almost beginning out in their story arc, in their character arc, which I actually really
I like
really
that, like
love.
when the idea of like when Batman sort of establishes himself, then he is like an equal force in Gotham, starts rising up to beat him and stuff. So
Yeah.
but I'm going to quick fire around
Okay.
the Batman things. Okay,
Batman things.
so I'm going to say a Batman thing, and I
Yep.
want you to tell me if you like
Okay.
it, this version of it. Okay,
All right. I'm
starting
ready.
with
Yep.
Batcave.
Batcave. I don't think we saw enough of it.
It was,
in my opinion, we
it's
didn't
just
see enough.
It's just
It's
a
under-
subway. It's a subway.
It's a
under
subway, yeah. It's under Wayne Tower.
Wayne Tower, which is interesting because he wasn't in Wayne Manor as
He's
well.
not in Wayne Manor. He's in Wayne Tower in this movie, which I don't know. I didn't mind it. I mean, but I don't think we saw enough of it. I mean, again, it wasn't really about Batcave, but I do like. From what I saw, I did enjoy it.
Okay, cool.
I
Next
thought it was
thing,
cool. Yeah.
Alfred.
Bro, Andy Serkis,
Andy Serkis Alfred.
is he the best Alfred around?
What about Michael Caine?
I think
Terrible Michael Caine.
that's I don't know what Michael Caine you were trying to be, but you weren't the actor. That's
Michael Caine. I'm someone doing.
you're a guy impersonating a Michael Caine impersonator.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
who
yeah.
you are right now. I didn't mind this Alfred.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, Andy Serkis, again, great actor. This Alfred was nice. Not like he was nice, but like it was a nice Alfred to have. I think it complemented the tone of the movie and Robert Pattinson's Batman and Matt Reeves' the Batman really well.
Yep.
I thought.
I feel like there was not a lot of scenes cut with him, but like I think he was such a good performance that I wanted to see more of him.
Yeah.
Like even the way he like solved some of the Riddler's puzzles and stuff.
Yeah.
And I found that really cool. And Alfred was a really key part to it. And also, who's Is it Doris?
Yeah, Doris.
Is that in
Doris
the
or
comics?
Dora?
Is there Dora? I don't know.
I don't know her name.
She was almost like the quintessential Alfred from like the past.
She was like Alfred's Alfred.
She was an Alfred.
Alfred, the accountants are here. Oh, thank you, Doris. Just let him in. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Aren't you supposed to be doing that for Bruce? But
Yeah. It was like exactly like the whole time like Bruce was like, you're not a Wayne. And like Alfred's walking around with cufflinks telling Doris what to do. It's just like, hold on, mate. Calm down.
I feel like maybe Doris
He got used to living in that tower.
I think that's what it was. Doris may have been like working at Wayne Tower. It was kind of almost like an assistant to Bruce and Alfred, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, she's in the tower.
She's in the tower.
Next bat thing.
Yep.
Batarang.
Not gonna lie, that was sick.
It's sick.
It's sick. And the first time he uses it is like almost at the end of the movie when he's trying to go back in the, and it's just like cuts it and puts it in. You're like, oh, it's not just his suit. It's the Batarang. I thought,
sick.
that's sick.
One thing I like the first time I watched this movie, I was like, does he have like heaps in there?
Yeah.
But I think he has one.
He just
think he
if
has
he
one.
throws it, it's like, oh, I gotta go get it
Hopefully it comes back. Eh? Hopefully the Batarang part of it, like it comes back a bit. But yeah, that's cool. The suit in general, the bat suit in general.
Coming into it, and this is another thing back I should maybe have said in my expectations. Well, the first time I saw the suit, and even the trailer stuff, I was not gonna lie, I was very unsure of it. I was like, I didn't know how I was gonna like it. The cowl, I thought, this is beforehand. The cowl, I thought, I don't know if it works. It kind of just looks too round. It's just a head, kind of thing. I don't like.
Well, it is his head.
Yeah, I know, but like it just didn't look right. And I don't know if that was the trailers or the promo pictures or anything like that. But going into it, I was like, oh, I don't know about the suit. But the first time he walks out in the suit in that subway scene, oh,
yeah,
goosebumps, bro. I'm not gonna lie. By the end of it, I loved it. It's one of it's one of my favorite suits.
I love that suit so much.
Think better than a Dark Knight suit, in my opinion.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That for me, and I'll get to it a bit. This movie for me is like the Batman I know from the comics, or the Batman that I imagine from the comics, and the way he acts and the way he talks and just everything about him, I feel like is that. But anyway, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
The Batmobile.
Is that the Batmobile, or is that just Bruce Wayne's car that he's just decked out?
Just Bruce Wayne's car.
You know what I mean? One of Bruce Wayne's many cars, he's going, you know what? Let's chuck a turbo thing in here. Do
you know what I realized this time around watching it?
What?
He was working on that car for the entire movie.
Yeah, I know. Every time
like there's like go to the Batcave, he's like doing he's like always working on the car. I didn't notice that the first time around. But I'm like, and then like he then kicks off the car, and then did he stall the car?
No, I think he intimidated Penguin.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I thought he legit stole.
Oh no!
Gotta restart this thing. Give me a second. Sorry. Oh, it takes a bit.
Stole the car. The Batmobile. Again, I think we didn't see enough of it to. I think it's a sick car.
The moment it drove through a concrete just like I'm like yes.
Even just
that whole car chase,
bro. I think one of my favorite scenes, the car chase between him and Penguin. Awesome,
so good,
awesome. So Batmobile, it's a Batmobile. I like it. I like it.
All right, next thing.
Yep.
The bat symbol, as in not the bat, as in the beacon.
Yeah, okay.
And why I bring this up is because about 50% of the movie takes place around this symbol.
I mean, it is a Batman movie.
I know, but like every meeting is on that high rise. Every second shot is like, oh, look at the sky.
Yeah, it's just another bat symbol, another bat. Obviously, it's in the shape of his bat, like Matt Reeves is the Batman bat. I did like it. When they showed close-ups of the actual light itself, I thought it looked a bit funny. I'm not gonna lie, like it was there was parts of it that I thought that shouldn't shine a big bat on the sky. Like, it was like his wing should be cut off. Like, there's a big bit there. Just, it's like, I mean, I could be seeing things.
You know, one thing that was like, once again, I think maybe I was seeing things this time around, but I swear it was pointed towards a pole. I'm like, surely the pole is cutting off half of this light that's going up. Could someone please go take a photo in the theater of a moment where I feel like it's like, I think it was the scene where like
I think I know what scene you're talking. Gordon's there.
Yeah.
And he's kind of standing there looking at it, waiting for Batman to come.
And then like,
and it's just on the top beam.
Yeah, it's on the top beam. And I'm like, that's cutting off the light.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what scene you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but good. All right, let's go into characters. I'll feel like I'll come back around to the story. Actually, I'm going to do the story now. Okay. Story summary.
Yep.
Essentially, there are people in the city.
Yeah, there is.
Doing dumb things.
Sounds like every city we knew.
No, essentially, the Riddler has put Batman on a quest to essentially solve his riddles and his puzzles. And the big driving force of this movie is that the foundation that Thomas Wayne started, called Renewal, has actually been used for evil in the city. Yeah. It's actually just funding the crime in the city now.
Yeah, and corruption. And
there's a whole bunch of corruption in the police and the mayoral office and the DA, etc. So, and then Batman goes on a journey, essentially, as the Riddler is killing off these people, trying to figure out where the Riddler is, who the Riddler is.
And why, pretty much.
Why. Everything. So, that being said, what did you think about all the characters in this movie? And I'll just list off a few. Okay. I'm going to start with Falcone, the biggest one. The big bad of the movie, essentially.
Yeah. The rat.
The rat.
The rat.
The rata.
El rata.
The ratata.
Ratata's another Pokemon.
What did you think of the Pokemon villain? I didn't expect that.
Falcone.
Good performance, by the way.
Yeah, good performance.
Guy from Transformers.
No, I enjoyed Falcone in this movie. Again, I think we haven't really seen a live action Falcone in a while.
There was one in The Dark Knight. It was Falcone in The Dark Knight. I feel like I know Falcone more from Gotham.
Yeah,
that's where I feel like I know.
That's fair. I know probably. The comics, but even the animated series. Falcone in that. Even Batman, Brave and Bold.
Good show.
Recommend. Recommend right now. If you have not seen
You're into Batman, watch this kids TV show.
If you just watched the Batman, what you need to go watch after is the Batman Brave and the Bold. Like that.
It's the source material. Not the comics. Don't read the comics. Go watch Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, go watch Batman Brave and the Bold.
That last episode of that show when they cancelled it, I cried so much. Anyway, continue.
Brave and Bold?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Same. I'm not going to lie.
Because Batman looks at the camera and ends the series. He's like, this is it. And I'm like, oh, God, Batman. What do you mean?
Falcone. I liked Falcone in this movie. I kind of liked his... his character arc in this movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
I wasn't expecting him to be a big player at all, which I think is good. That when the sort of the twists and turns of the movie go, it's like... And I liked his relationship with Thomas Wayne. I thought that was really well done. Like that Thomas Wayne isn't just this shining light in this movie, that he did make a mistake and he did trust Falcone. And I really liked that from that moment, Falcone saw that as an opportunity to just take and then to be essentially the mayor of
guy
in control.
Yeah.
So
I actually really enjoyed Falcone in this movie.
Does this sound really weird? This is going to sound really weird. This is going to get me in court one. I liked that he didn't shoot people. Like he strangled them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Does that sound really bad? Like
it's very mob bossy.
Mob boss. Like he felt super... Yeah, like everything about him, like he had his walking stick. He choked people out with his walking stick and stuff.
Yeah, choked people out.
It's cool.
It was...
Don't do it at home.
Don't be Falcone. No. But, yeah, I liked him.
Right.
And how he was top dog and he had everyone in his pocket. Very good. I liked him.
Let's talk about the Penguin. Colin Farrell.
I love it.
Disappears.
I love the Penguin.
Disappears in that role, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I was reading somewhere where I can't remember who it was exactly, but when they came to their first shooting day with Colin, they didn't even recognize him. They were like, "Oh wait, that's actually actually him."
I see it in the eyes.
Yeah,
See his eyes
very slightly.
very
though.
slightly.
Yeah,
and I love that. Like, he's one of my favorite characters in this movie.
yeah.
Penguin.
Again, like I was saying before about the whole villain things, like I don't even think that's not even his origin. Like, he's just another character going, and like in a couple of months down the track in that universe, then he'll start to become the Penguin. You know. Excuse me, but
Yeah,
I really liked him in this. I really liked him.
he's
in
good.
This.
He's really good. Like I said, one of my favorite scenes is the car chase.
Yeah.
And that scene with him in the car chase is so good. And what I love intrinsically about the character of the Penguin across like all comic book media or whatever is that he's a bit of a coward.
Yeah.
Like he's a bit of a coward. Like he's not like he's not insane like the Joker or he's not like as smart as the Riddler. He is just a wannabe mob boss.
Yeah.
He's very brutal.
Yeah.
But he does have that bit of fear in him.
Yeah.
And I love that moment where you see he's afraid of the Batman, like when he comes out of the car and it's just like everything's on fire. I know it's in the trailer, but like
It's sick.
it's so cool.
It's so good. But no, you're right. He's just a wannabe mob boss. And he still has that cowardness about him. Even you know, you look at the Penguin character in general in comics in all iterations, like, yeah, he is a wannabe mob boss. He just wants to have power. And he's still very cowardly, but I love in this movie, he was under the thumb of like almost everyone, you know?
Yeah.
He didn't have any real position, kind of. But in saying that, he kind of did with the police guy, Kenzie, and he was still running the drugs, but he was running them for Falcone. So it's like, even though he still had that power, he still had to.
And I love that because like for the first half of the movie, you think that Penguin has a lot of power. But then when you start to realize how Falcone runs everything, he's just his drug runner. Essentially.
He's just, you know, he's little boss boy. Go do that for me. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we've got one more villain. We sort of talked about the Riddler before, but I really like the Riddler in this. Riddler's so good. One more question I have about the Riddler. His breathing thing disappears in the second half of the movie.
I did.
Like one thing I love, okay? One thing, and I'm sure you would have picked this up because you're a genius, whatever. I feel like I catch these things super late. But one thing I loved, it's got this whole breathing thing, coughing thing or whatever. When you walk into the funeral scene and the camera pans up to the top level where he was at, you hear a cough. And it's like, that's telling you that he's there. I'm like, that's cool. Like he's in the room and like, if you pick up on those little slight things, it's like, oh dude, he's here. And obviously it's super obvious. Like 10 seconds later, when you look up, it's like, oh my goodness, there he is.
Oh,
like, I love that he was a scrawny nerd. I love that.
Like I know that's
the Riddler.
Enigma. Like that is. It's just.
Could you imagine if it was Jim Carrey? Just like they rock up at the like, cafe that he gets caught in, and he just like, it's me. Like he's like, oh no,
you wrecked the vibe, Jim.
No.
But Paul Dano, like I said before, he phenomenal. I love Riddler in this.
I love that they tied in a lot of like real world elements of like, you know, creating viral videos and then creating like a cult from those things. And like, you know, that's insane. Like this, I think was written, it had to be written before the Jan 6 attack on the Capitol in America.
Yeah, I think it was filmed before that.
Yeah, it's filmed before that too, maybe. Yeah, pretty sure. Similar time anyway. But like that idea of that this is like an important part of this movie is that these like cult like people are just like, you know. So I find it really interesting. It's like it's a part of our culture which talks to us, which is a scary part of our culture. But it's very real. Like it's very real. Like you know, like and even though it's like fantasy.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like it's a very real part. And And what I kind of almost love about this Riddler, and it like I said, it ties in so well with the theme and just the grittiness of the whole movie, is that he's not this fun Riddler, that we've seen in other medias of the Batman and the Riddler. He's a very, he
doesn't tell joke riddles. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, all of his riddles are so intentional, and they're trying to move his agenda forward.
Yeah. I love how he uses the Batman, actually. That's one more thing I'll say.
Yeah. I think that he thinks, and like this is sort of talking to the end of it, I think that he thinks him and the Batman are on the same side.
Yeah. And I think like that whole scene at the end, which actually, that's probably one of I know I said this about the car chase, but that end scene where it's Batman and Ed in the jail, that's probably one of my favorite scenes.
I love the audio work on that scene, by the way.
Yeah, it's
that's really like, as in every time, it was just so well done. It was
well done.
Just the different microphones. Obviously, if you were in with the Batman, Riddler's audio was through. It was just so cool, and I liked it. So that's a nerdy thing.
But like in that, I really love the Riddler. Like Paul Dano, the way he executes that whole scene,
and when he like loses
highs
it
and the lows.
When he loses it, and he's like, no, like he's like, that was so good. Like, and okay, question. I'm not sure if this is a question for later. I don't know, structure, whatever. Throw it out. Do you think that so the whole point of that scene is he's saying Bruce Wayne?
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say. Do you think he knows that?
Do you think he knows? Because I know that the whole point of that scene is that the mask of the Batman is the most, like, he understands it. When he was being the Riddler, that was his true self. And when the Batman's being in his mask, that's his true self. But does he know that Bruce Wayne is Batman?
When I first saw the film, I thought, oh my gosh, he knows Bruce is Batman. Because even in the scene before that, where Batman and Gordon and all the police officers are in his room.
And like all the stuff on the walls.
I know the real you and all this. And he's like, I think this is the end of me, of the Batman. The first time I watched, I thought, oh, he actually does know it's him. But then, just then when we rewatched it, I don't think he does know. Because the last time he says Bruce Wayne is the one that got away. We should have got him. And he kept saying, like, he's like, we could have got him. I don't know if that was just Ed doing his little Ed thing, Riddler thing. Yeah. But at the same time, I couldn't help but go, maybe he doesn't know that Batman is Bruce Wayne.
I feel like he doesn't. But at the same time, I'm okay if he does. Like, I'm okay if like he comes back in a future movie and he's like, I know exactly who this guy is. That's fine. But I like the idea that he doesn't. And he's so wrapped up with the idea that he's working with the Batman. And the scene still works either way.
Oh, yeah. No, it does. It does.
And that's what's so brilliant about it, too.
And I think that's why, like, Batman's almost so quiet in the first half of that scene.
Like, he looks up at that. Yeah.
He thinks he knows who I actually am. It's not until that point where he goes, Bruce Wayne, he's the one that got away. We could have got him. And he goes, wait, what do you mean we? And he starts then talking and more interacting, with what he's saying.
Because it's year 2 Batman, that would have been like maybe the first time anyone ever figured out his identity.
Yeah.
So he's like freaking out. He doesn't know how to deal with this situation at all.
No.
Yeah. All right. One last villain character.
Yep.
A really small part.
Yep.
What did you think of the inclusion of the Joker?
I mean, I kind of liked it. I'm not going to lie. Like, coming in, not expecting that. It was really cool. Fun little thing, though. Some BTS. I know we're going to talk about BTS a little bit later, but when this gets released on DVD, he's actually got more scenes.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Batman actually had a full scene with him because he wanted to try and work out and figure out the Riddler. So he went to this character, as we know as the Joker,
cool.
And try and figure out what the heck, Because what I was reading is that he was. Here, I got it here. He goes to see another killer. This is Matt Reeves in an interview, and they asked him about the Joker, and and he said that he was going to see, and this is this other scene. He said he was going to see this other killer that, clearly the Joker, that they've had an experience in his first 2 years, and the killer in this story is not yet the character we know. So kind of like what I was talking about, all the villains, is they're actually like this Joker character. We're just gonna let's call him just a Joker character. Is it is going to be the Joker down the line. If we
His face looked like the Joker.
Yeah, it very much looked like the game Arkham Origins Joker. Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
Arkham Origins Joker. Or the Arkham games.
Or even just like the 52.
Or even the 52, actually. Yeah, you're right.
52 version.
But, yeah, so apparently Batman already has an encounter, and that's why that character is in the movie, because he wants to go see someone that he's dealt with before in the first 2 years, another serial killer. And go, okay, you're clearly insane. You kind of very similar. He wants to try and figure it out. I didn't mind that. I actually can't wait to see the deleted scene with him and the Joker character.
I'm pretty sure, like, once again, this is probably going to be in extras later. Pretty sure there's like a 3.5 hour version of this movie.
Yeah, I'd assume.
Which I would
so.
watch. For sure.
Yeah. I watch anything.
I watch anything. All right. Talk through the good characters, starting with Gordon. Oh, actually, back to not Batman. What's the other one? Joker.
Sorry. Yeah.
I liked everything about it. I hate the laugh.
Really?
Hate the laugh.
I
Hate the laugh
like
through
the
and
laugh.
through. I've heard that laugh a few times now.
Yeah.
It's not. I can't listen to it.
I like it. It's the laugh that when I read the comics, that's the laugh I hear.
I know it's literally the ha 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 like from the comics. Yeah. I totally understand that, but like it took me out of the movie when I was watching it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
You know what? I actually really like his tone.
His tone's as in
not the laugh, but his actual just talking
his
tone.
voice and everything about him. What we saw of his face, really good.
Yeah.
I really I loved all of that. I even liked the way he talked, like the way the phrases he used and whatever. But that laugh just at the end, I'm like, oh, stop.
I really enjoyed it. It's the laugh that I kind of almost see at the comic books. I read a comic book, and that's the kind of laugh I think of. Again, it's very similar to the Arkham ones, the games. Arkham laugh, similar, not quite, but very similar. I liked it. It's another different kind of laugh, to all the other Jokers we've seen in the last few years. Again, different to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker's laugh, very different to Jared Leto's Joker laugh. Sorry,
I can't even remember. Anyway,
he's got a few. It's like that.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
Yes, that weird.
It's like a dying crow. What the heck?
I thought it was more of a duck that just got shot. Just goodness me.
I'm not gonna lie. I love that laugh too, though. I can't wait for the haircut. # release the haircut.
Oh my gosh! Don't put your garbage on our podcast.
What are we talking about? What garbage?
Okay, good characters.
Yes, good
Gordon.
characters.
Start with Gordon.
I really like Gordon in this
Love
movie.
him.
I know. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. I really like such and such, but I do. Gordon in this movie, in this film, he's very good. He's very by himself. Like I feel like he's very by himself within Gotham PD. And I actually really love his relationship with Batman. Obviously, again, it's year 2. And they mention that, like, I don't even know who you are after 2 years. Like, that's what Gordon says. And one of them, like, do you not trust me or whatever? I actually really like their relationship. It's really cool. I actually really love the scene after the bomb and Batman's, like, dazed and he wakes up in the thing. And the cops are like, just take his mask off and there's a big brawl. And Gordon's trying to be like, no, guys. He's almost like the guy that's like, I don't know, we start to pick, like, my loyalty lies with Gotham PD, but like I trust the Batman, and I really love that scene. And even like, you got to get out of here, kind of thing. I think he's really good in this movie. And like, he's very, again, this is even pre-Commissioner Gordon. This is just Detective Gordon. Detective? Yeah, Detective Gordon.
Yeah. This is good series Gotham before it went bad. Gordon.
Before they had to rush 10 seasons
before
into
they
5.
like shoved it all into one. It's like
Gotham. I feel bad for Gotham. I'm not
Gotham,
gonna lie. That should have
me.
gone for 10 seasons. That should be still in the air right now.
Goodness. Anyway,
Another topic for later.
but yeah, I love Gordon so much. I love the actor. I'm forgetting his name right now. Let me quickly find it.
No, the way he portrays him. Again, it's a different Gordon, obviously, but his Gordon again. And
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. works so well in this iteration of Gotham City.
I love Jeffrey Wright so much. I'm just on a big Jeffrey Wright push. Like he was a voice in What If?
Marvel
show.
Marvel City. Yep.
And then he's in The French Dispatch with Anderson.
Oh my gosh, he's too.
He's really great. He's like the
he's too. That's all right.
last story. I believe. And yeah, in this he's great. I love his voice and everything about him. So yeah, good.
Yeah, I do like him in this. Mm-hmm.
Catwoman.
Selena Kyle.
Selena
Zoe
Kyle.
Kravitz.
Sad story. This coming out this week. Is that she actually auditioned for Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
But they weren't looking for a woman of color.
Yeah.
From what I'm not sure if this is true.
That's what
the stories have come out. But anyway, but I'm glad that she got a chance in this because she's really good, I feel.
I definitely think she's out of the current Catwoman we've seen in live action. Dark Knight.
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
The page you just say that is like Halle Berry.
And even the Batman Returns.
I think she's great.
I think she's great in this.
I like that. I like all the wigs that she wears. I love her costume in general. I think it's cool.
The costume is really cool.
I like that it's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
I'd say that with all of these costumes, actually. Even the bat suit, everything. It's like, it's a work in progress. Once again, it's still getting started. All this stuff is getting started. Like, I love how she just cut out a beanie, essentially, on her head. Like,
it's almost just like a balaclava that's not worked.
Comfortable.
With little cat ears,
little cat ears, and just like, it's like she spent all of her money on like the leotard. Like, what am I going to do up here? And like, but I like everything about her. Like, she's great. I like that she's Falcone's daughter. Yeah, that's a cool twist. I didn't see that coming at all.
No, I didn't either.
So I think that's really cool. And I like that Batman also stops her from killing him because I thought that was really cool.
Again, and by the end of the movie, I love the relationship between Batman and...
That's Batman Hush, isn't it? Comic book ending.
I'm pretty sure it is, eh?
Because the ending of this movie is they're on motorbikes and they go opposite directions. And I'm positive that's the ending of Batman Hush.
Is that Hush? I feel like you could be right.
Or something.
I haven't read Hush in so long.
But it just reminded me so much of just one of the comics I've read, which is that's the ending. It's like they'd come so close and they were sort of kicking off this relationship and then they go their separate ways. Which is really beautiful. I don't think we've seen the end of Zoe Kravitz.
It is, sorry. Zoe Kravitz, yes. But Batman ending of Hush, it's...
I don't think we've seen the end of that character, even if it's a HBO series. I definitely think we're going to see more.
No, I definitely think we'll see her more.
That's great. But
again, like I've been saying, all these characters are almost at the start of their character, which I really love. Yeah, Batman is in year 2.
Yeah,
he's kind of gone through his origin story. Even though this could be classified as the end of his origin story. Almost. He's now he's now really found his feet. Actually, going back to the start of the movie, I really love how it's like, I can't be in every place. But, he talks about fear and how just the fear. I feel like he's now found who he is as Batman. And I love that he's year 2 and he's like, his origin story, this movie kind of ends his origin story. But what I love is that all the other characters like Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler, it's almost Joker. They're all just starting. They're just starting. I think it's really cool. But Catwoman, love her in this film.
Right.
Awesome.
Moving on to I feel like we haven't actually talked about Batman as a character, and you started talking about him just then. This, and I know it's the title, so you're gonna hate me for this, but this is a Batman movie. This is not a Bruce Wayne movie.
No, I will agree with that.
Like, as in,
I will agree with that.
It's not a Batman, it's not a Bruce Wayne movie, as in, like, there's still Bruce Wayne's in it. But, like, this is a movie about Batman. I would say in the entire third act, you don't see Bruce Wayne.
You don't see Bruce Wayne till, actually, you do. I'm seeing the first act, I just realized.
But in the third act, like, he's genuinely in the Bat costume the entire time.
Yeah.
Most, like, as in 99% of the time.
I mean, I think the only real Bruce Wayne you see is like when he goes to that funeral.
When he goes to the funeral or when he's talking with Alfred.
But what I do love is that you see Bruce Wayne through the Batman.
Yes.
So in that the one of the first scenes where he's just seen the mayor dead and Gordon's like, we got to go, and goes, and you see him look at the mayor's son, you can see Bruce Wayne through the Batman. I think.
Sure. It's really cool.
Really cool.
I like that this is the growth of the Batman at the start. Like, he rules through fear, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, from whatever experience he's gone through with his origin story, he's ruling through fear. People are afraid of the shadows, you know. But then at the end,
so sick,
the Batman is not just that, but the symbol of hope for Gotham as well. Yeah. Which is cool. Like, he's saving people. Yeah. He's like, you know, helping them like recover from like the floods and everything and all that. It's like,
I think, and Matt Reeves says this like in this article here. It's more obviously it focuses more on the Batman, but he's also focusing. He wants the idea of making a world's greatest detective.
Yes, and I want to talk about this.
I think this movie really brings it out because you don't see the playboy Bruce Wayne. You know, you see the detective Batman.
I feel like the most detectoring we've seen from Bruce Wayne is probably I don't know, maybe the Dark Knight where he finds the bullet in the
I don't know how.
I don't know. I feel like they've never been able to do like the detective element of Batman very well. But this time, and it really felt like you were just reading a comic book. Like even his internal monologue of him writing down his experiences, like the narration was really cool. Like that is a Batman comic through and through. That's just him like uncovering mysteries and just discovering stuff. Like I felt it was just so cool.
It is.
And you know what? Robert Pattinson's really good. He's so good.
He is so good. Actually, one of my favorite shots of the whole movie, I can't remember, it must be Act 2. I can't remember, but he's in the Batcave and he takes his cowl off and he looks down the camera. And just the way Robert Pattinson almost portrays Bruce Wayne Bruce Wayne coming out of Batman is really cool in that moment. I really enjoyed it there.
Do you know what I was thinking in that shot?
Damn. That's what I was thinking. Like, damn. There's Edward Cullen.
I see you. No, I was just like, how many times did they do that? Because his hair falls perfectly.
Bro, his hair pulls. He
pulls off his. I'm like, how many times did they do that? Because like if I was taking a helmet off my head. Like, my hair's going everywhere, man.
It's getting knotted. It's getting matted. I've got dreads now.
Yeah, like how do they do that? Anyway, is that CG hair?
Bro, but...
did you know Andy Serkis mocapped his role in this?
Oh, yeah.
Look, there's a whole bunch of other characters, but in general, pretty good. Everyone, all the key people were really great.
Yeah. Yeah,
but yeah,
I really liked it.
How'd you feel watching this? Like, what was like the good, the bad, the ugly? I don't like. That's probably we've talked a lot about the good.
Yeah.
Is there anything that's like not good? Like, what don't you like about this movie?
Not good.
I'll start.
Yeah, go on.
Okay,
start me up.
There's a scene.
Yep.
Okay, so Batman escapes the police. Love that scene. The whole even just him flying like a full on like realistic like suit or whatever, wingsuit and stuff. So the police are after him, and in the next scene, Gordon tells him that there's like all the police are after you. Got to be careful and stuff. Putting aside the fact that he wrecks a highway, there's a scene like you sort of don't really see the police then for a really long time in the movie. Yeah. And then they come back in the final act to arrest Falcone. Yeah. And they arrest Falcone. And the police are just so cool with Batman again. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know what that moment was. When did the police get cool with Batman again?
I think it was almost when they... Because just before that, they figure out that Falcone is the rat. And Kenzie... the cop that Selena took to the meeting spot, he was really running that whole, who is this guy? What's his, and he was really on the ear of everyone because obviously he worked for Falcone, I think that moment, was almost the turning point, in my opinion.
It's unseen. It's definitely unseen. Yeah. Like, it's not in the movie. No. But I just noticed that at the end, I'm like, these cops are so cool with Batman again. And I'm like, I don't know why. Yeah. Like,
I'm trying to think what happens between that moment and when the attack on Bruce Wayne.
There's so much that happens.
The like I said, the whole finding out Falcone's actually the rat. A lot happens in between that.
Yeah.
I think
It's probably a few days, but at the same time, it's a few days. And then they don't really have an interaction with Batman between those points.
Yeah.
And I think that's why that was like a small little thing. Like,
That's fair.
And like, I totally understand them like liking Batman after the end. Like he saves everyone in there. Like I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's just so small, but little moment. But anything that you...
I'm trying to think. I can't I know I've just watched it again. I think I focused too much on the good of this movie that the bad is just... I can't think of a moment where I went, oh, what, really? Kind of thing, like that, really? Or was boring, I generally, in every moment, every scene, I was just watching it and very, in the scene at the time, in the scene. There's no real moment that I thought was bad at this stage.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I've only seen it twice. You've seen it 3 times. Maybe if I go see it again.
Call me up, bro.
I need to go watch it again. I got to go support,
No, I support this multi-million-dollar. Wow. Support local.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
I got to support the locals.
Look, like a lot of this is great. There's a lot of talk about this movie coming out, and it's like, okay, where does it sit? A lot of criticisms are saying that I'm just playing almost devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
A lot of criticism is saying it's a watered down version of The Dark Knight.
Okay.
A lot of people are, and I think that's where a lot of the comparison is going to. It's like, it's interesting because I feel like we've just forgotten about Batfleck. And a lot of the comparison is going straight to Christian Bale and Robert Pattinson, Christopher Nolan and Matt Reeves. And especially I feel like it's The Dark Knight v. The Batman, which in reality, it probably should be the Batman versus Batman Begins because the first movie.
First, yeah.
I definitely think it's the best Batman movie since we've had those movies.
Yeah.
That's pretty comfortable
we
to say.
haven't had a Batman movie since then.
Batman vs. Superman.
Is that... Yeah, true.
Superman has 42 lines of dialogue.
Yeah, true. It is a Batman
in that
film.
movie. It's a Batman movie.
I love Batflick. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know where I feel. I think it's very even. I was saying this to some guys. I think it's very even. There's moments in both movies you go, it's just way better. And then there's parts in both movies where you go, it was better in the other. I don't know. I think, like I said, I think I'm gonna have to wait for a sequel to then compare it.
Yeah. I think whatever they do, if it's just like one more movie or 2 more, like depends on what. Like I know I'm really glad they're going to take their time with the sequels. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
There's going to be we can talk about it later, but like a Penguin spin-off show on HBO Max, which is going to be cool. I think expanding the world is going to be great. But I think at the moment, I think they're pretty. I think they're even. Pretty even in a lot of ways. Like for me, I'm comparing Batman Begins to this. I don't think I can compare The Dark Knight to this. Because The Dark Knight's a lot more established.
I think The Dark Knight is just in his league of his own at the moment still. Even just in
it's just so good.
Cinema history.
I went and saw it like during the pandemic. They were playing like old movies at the cinemas. I'm not that it's that old, but like I went and watched it again and I'd never seen it actually in a cinema.
Yeah.
And I watched it and it was like the best movie I've ever seen.
I've been last week I was on a little Heath Ledger, going through like old footage of him playing the Dark Knight and just the behind the scenes of the Dark Knight. I can't get past the Dark Knight. Like it's so good. Like Heath Ledger, I mean, he won an Oscar for it. Like he's actually phenomenal in it. And Chris Nolan actually left in everything that Heath did because he wanted to pay respects to him because it was actually, I didn't realize this, but The Dark Knight was released after Heath had died. I thought it was before. I thought it was the other way around.
No, I'm pretty sure they had to do a couple reshoots with stand-ins and stuff as well. Little bits, like not too much, but
But just watching some of the things, and Chris Nolan left a lot in there because he wanted to pay respects to Heath Ledger, and just the way Heath Ledger portrayed the Joker was outstanding. Anyway, But yeah, at the moment, like, excuse me, I'm comparing the Batman to Batman Begins. Like, I'm gonna have to say it, but I think the Batman it overpowers.
And it's hard because like the Batman just isn't an origin movie.
No,
the Batman Begins is an origin movie.
Yeah.
So I see why people like. I would say it's a hard conversation, but
it is.
What's good about it is that they're incredible movies.
Yes.
And somehow, this is probably a large conversation, but we probably don't have time to have it today. Maybe we have like a separate episode. Yeah. But I want to talk about in a different episode because it's going to take so long. I want to talk about our fascination with Batman. We have such a fascination as a culture with Batman and also the Joker. I think like the movie The Joker made over $1 billion.
It's true.
You know,
it's
so
true.
Even the Joker without Batman is appealing. So like, what is this fascination we have in particular with Batman? But we'll talk about that another time because like, there's so much. All right, let's go to behind the scenes and trivia. Do we have much more behind the scenes?
We've said a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Obviously, during the filming of this, during the COVID pandemic, and halfway through, Robert Pattinson got COVID. You know,
they fired him and then digitally edited him in for the rest of it.
But that would have been a struggle.
Yeah, that would have been.
You like obviously on film shoots, you have a.
That's why he looks so sickly the whole time.
He hasn't fully recovered yet.
He didn't have black eye paint. That was just so exhausted.
Was a side effect of COVID
the whole time.
But like,
they wanted him more healthy. But like, we got to finish this thing.
But like, as a film production, you've got a set amount of days that you know you've got to film all this, and the actors have a schedule where they come in on this certain day, right up until this day, and you film your parts. And then obviously, Robert Pattinson got COVID in the middle of it. It's like throws everything out of whack. I think that would have been hard for sure, and filming wise. But even just the whole pandemic, like a lot of movies coming out now were all affected by pandemic. They've been delayed. They've been like filming was postponed, production was postponed. Like
production was a lot different because of all the restrictions and everything.
So like,
let's film this in Scotland as well.
Yeah, they did.
Which would have been interesting as well.
Yeah, because one of the more...
I don't know, the UK in general.
Yeah, the UK in general just...
Tell us if you're in the UK, let us know. But
yeah, I feel like it still hasn't hit us.
Yeah, in Australia.
In Australia, yeah. Oh, well, in Queensland here anyway.
Queensland. Why don't you just give them our exact address?
Okay.
10880 Malibu Point.
Just start randomly.
That's the address from Iron Man 3 that Iron Man like, that's my nerdy side coming out. More trivia?
More trivia. What do I have here? Not a lot. I got rid of a lot of it.
It's like your trivia. Did you know Robert Pattinson played the Batman?
Did you know that
cool,
Robert Pattinson?
That's so awesome.
I just love Robert Pattinson. I'm sorry, but I really do just love Robert Pattinson at the moment. By the last few years. Yeah, I don't have much at the moment.
Yeah, I like so
still going around. Obviously,
let's chat about sequels and also comics at the same time.
Okay,
so we'll chat about comics before. Sorry, just give it a hair. People listening on the podcast version.
Just flicked his hair.
Just flicked my hair and it went weird. Okay, so comics. I talked about Batman Hush before. Yep. There's also some hints to Hush.
Well, I read Matt Reeves. There's a potential because he really likes Hush, Batman Hush. That
I can tell
sequel,
from the ending.
yeah, that the sequel
could be Hush.
Which is
cool. Batman. If you don't know, Thomas Elliot is Hush. So, Bruce Wayne's childhood friend, who then becomes a villain. Yeah. Obviously, I would just love Court of Owls, please. Deliver it to me, please, on a platter.
We've got to get a live action Court of Owls. I know it was kind of in Gotham. It was like...
So was everything.
Yeah, but I want to...
Yeah, live action Court of Owls would be great.
Court of
but
Owls
the thing is as well,
awesome.
the thing with the Court of Owls is that I find is like, this whole movie is about how the people you think are running the city, they're not the ones running the city. It's these people, you know. Or Court of Owls, that's the story.
That is, you know, like,
Court of Owls. You think these people are running the city? These people are running the city. It's Court of Owls. I'm worried that it would just be like it's essentially the same story.
Thing. Yeah.
So it probably won't be the next movie, but maybe a third or maybe even I don't know something.
I don't know.
So I would love to see okay. Here's my theory. With the way they're going with this Joker, even just from the snippet we saw, I'd love to see a death in the family storyline.
Oh yeah, that'd be a cool story.
Obviously we need a family.
We need a family first.
We need a family first.
Although, here's a bit of trivia fun fact. Sorry,
that kid.
Yeah,
that's one thing because he's wearing a red hood at the start of the movie.
Which kid?
The mayor's kid.
Oh, I got the mayor's kid is red hood.
So at the start of the movie, he's wearing like as a Halloween costume. He's wearing like a red hood samurai thing. And then like Batman's like they have that connection the whole movie, and I'm like, is he gonna be like Red Hood? Like,
I didn't. They
didn't say his name the whole movie because I was like really like what's that kid's name? Like,
no, what so in the subway scene when we first see Batman, the guy with half a face, he plays Tim Drake in Titans.
Huh.
Yeah. So he's in 2 Batman.
Yeah. Don't bring him in. Don't bring Titans in.
I love Titans. I don't care what anyone else says.
I've only watched the first season.
I don't care what anyone else
says. They were in a lot
of
rooms in the first season.
But yeah, so obviously Tim Drake actually doesn't come into the 3rd season. But he's currently in it.
Yeah, cool.
But so he plays Tim Drake in Titans. And he plays whatever.
Death in the Family is so far away. I'm actually thinking about all the characters you need.
Oh yeah,
like that's movie 6.
That's way down the track. Like we're not seeing that for.
I saw an interview with Robert Pattinson saying that if he's going to have a Robin, he only wants to have Robin if they're like 13 years old.
Yeah, cool. Damn.
He wants a Robin. He wants because he wants to explore the dynamic of adopting a teenage boy and turning him into a murderer. Yeah. So,
what Robin would he be though? You know, would it go down the path of Dick Grayson, or would it go down like? You can't.
What gets us to Death in the Family?
But like, if he wants a murderous Robin like that. Do you go to like a Damian Wayne? But like, obviously,
I feel bad. We should explain what Death in the Family is if people haven't actually read it.
True.
It's a Death in the Family. Death in the Batman family. It's
Joker.
Joker kills Jason Todd.
Jason Todd.
Yep.
The Joker.
I mean,
oh no,
he doesn't kill anyone. Go read the comic.
But yeah, Jason Todd dies. Joker kills Jason Todd.
Yeah.
And it's a whole. I think one of the best. In my opinion, Batman storylines. And then obviously, eventually, we all figure we know that Jason Todd actually doesn't die. He becomes Red Hood. Yeah, which is pretty cool character. Pretty cool character.
Pretty cool. I'd like to see Dick Grayson because, to be honest, it's not that I want to see a Robin. I want to see a Nightwing.
Yeah, but then it's gonna be a long time till we see a Nightwing. I know.
Maybe I just want a TV show like.
Maybe we just want
spin off this movie into a mini series that comes out every 2 years. Give me 6 1-hour episodes
and just focuses on one season. Focus on a different character.
Yeah. Bring him
like
in.
Nightwing.
Yeah, bring him in. Come on. Hurry up. Give me everything I want.
But sequel wise. What are we going to see? What villains are we going to see?
Alfred.
We will see. What, as a villain?
Yeah, villain Alfred. Villains. I really want to see... You know what I want to see in this universe? What? And I know this is like a grounded universe.
Yep.
So we're probably not going to see this.
Yep.
So I don't know why I'm asking for it.
Okay. Just ask for it.
I want to see a cool Killer Croc. But I'm not sure if we're going to see it in this one.
Yeah.
I honestly... Another one that I'd love to see... I know this is in the Nolan ones, but... Scarecrow. I love Scarecrow a lot.
Scarecrow is good.
As a good minor villain.
But I would like a Scarecrow. You know?
Like just a...
not saying...
just a shirt with hay in it. I want to see a Scarecrow.
I just want to see a Scarecrow in the film. No, I'm not saying the Scarecrow Batman Begins is bad. I'm not saying the Scarecrow and Batman Begins is bad. But I feel like... I want to see more of him.
What's another villain I would love to see? I'd love to see some random ones. Like I'd love to see a collation of some random ones, like a Man-Bat or like Clayface or...
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
I'm just
Man-Bat,
naming Lego Batman characters I played as.
Man-Bat wouldn't be like in this universe actually, a really dark, gritty Man-Bat.
cool.
Could be really interesting.
And I see them taking that sort of thing and making it really grounded. Like,
Yeah, I think they can.
like what Nolan did with characters like Scarecrow or like whatever. Like,
Yeah, even Bane.
Bane. Oh, that's one thing I was going to ask about. The adrenaline that he pumps himself with.
Oh, well, I believe it's the Venom serum.
It's the Venom serum.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was going to ask.
Well, it's green, and then it even because obviously he gets strong again, but it's the rage as well. He just starts pounding the guy. He just has his rage, and even when Gordon touches him, turns around, he's like, like he really shows that rage. It has to be the Venom. Obviously, whether in year one we've seen Bane or not, or this is just the Venom serum that eventually will get to Bane or get into Bane's hands. But yeah, I definitely think that was the Venom serum for sure. Oh, yeah, it was green and just made him angry and hit really hard.
What about like even like Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn?
I just love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I don't want to see anyone else as Harley Quinn at the moment.
She's
or Kaylee Cuoco.
Oh,
because she plays a really great Harley Quinn in the Harley Quinn show.
Bro, we've got two great Harley Quinns at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, really. I would prefer to see Poison Ivy, a good version of Poison Ivy.
I think they can do a grounded version of Poison Ivy in this universe as well. Easy.
Yeah. Give me that, like Two-Face again. Like, I don't know, like maybe Two-Face because he's in the Dark Knight and he's so iconic in that. It's really hard because even that like makeup and the CGI they did on that face is just so good. So I don't know how you can go back on that. Okay, question.
Yeah.
Sort of moving on a bit, but do you want to see a Superman in this universe, or do you just want it to be a Batman grounded? This is just, or can it be like Superman's around but we just don't see him?
I feel like I can't help go past that there is a Superman in this universe already, and I don't know if that's just because of my comic. My comic head's like, well, in Gotham City, this is all about Batman, but I know there's a Metropolis somewhere. And
across the bay.
Across the bay. And I know that there's a Clark Kent there and he's Superman. Whether he's dark and gritty like this of Batman or it's the complete opposite. It's very fun, I think there is a Superman there, but whether we'll ever see him, probably not. But I like the thought that, there's a Superman there.
Just the idea that popped in my head. It's just Henry Cavill, but it's with his hair from The Witcher. Just long hair.
I love Henry Cavill as the Superman.
So good.
And The Witcher.
Anything else you want to see as a sequel idea?
Sequel? I don't know. I generally don't know where they can go with this.
You know what I'm also not opposed to? What? Just write a completely original story.
Yeah, and they can do that.
Like not every... Can they?
I mean, they can. I don't see why not.
No, I feel like this was pretty original. I know it's derived from a lot of different things. Yeah. Oh, that's the next one. Sorry. Just tricked my brain. Batman Zero City. Year City. Yeah, Zero City. Which is the whole idea of the Riddler running Gotham City that's flooded.
Yeah.
Which is the ending ending of this one.
I feel like Matt Reeves has taken bits of each really good storyline of Batman. And I think it's the sequels at this point where it's like it can go to Hush.
Yeah. You can go to Hush. You can go to the start of that Zero City storyline where Riddler gets out and runs the city.
Yeah, it can go to Court of Owls. It can go maybe Death in the Family, but a long way down the track. But
it goes straight to Death in the... Could you imagine? Like the sequel is just like he's aged up like 15 years. Oh, man. And then you got a full family. And then like the third movie is like figuring out how they got between like...
bro.
I don't know.
What's that? Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's like... Do you want to see, at the start of this next movie, do you want to see Batman on top of his game? Or do you want to almost start it and it's like, goodness me, things have gotten real bad?
I think it depends where these series go.
Yeah, especially the Penguin series.
Now, from what I believe, is the Penguin series, is it a prequel?
I think it's set after this.
It's set after this?
I think it's a mix. I think it's a mix of like, I think they'll get skinny Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I think they'll make, he'll play young skinny Penguin.
Yeah. Young Oz, Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah, he'll play young Oz.
Yeah.
Great and powerful. And then that's a good joke for 3 people.
1, 2.
But I think it's also going to be set after. It's like a mix of the two, I feel. Would be cool. There's
And
also
then
another series.
they're the Gotham PD series. Now, this was announced way, quite after when they announced Batman. And it was all about the Gotham PD.
Maybe they'll answer my questions about Batman.
Well, no, because what Matt Reeves is saying now, and the whole creator group, producer group around that show, is that they've taken the focus off the Gotham cops almost, and it's now going to almost be based around Arkham Asylum.
I have heard this because it was initially there was like an idea for 2 shows. It's like Gotham PD and Arkham, and then it was like now they're sort of the same show, but then losing bits of the Gotham PD element.
Because I feel like
potential there.
Yeah, because obviously this movie is around a lot of the Gotham PD and the corruption in that, and I feel like that's the TV show is almost going to probably be that anyway. More of the corruption.
And we've
side.
talked surprisingly, we've talked a lot about Gotham this episode.
Yeah,
but I don't want another Gotham.
No, that's the thing, and I think that's maybe why they're going Arkham. And like obviously we've seen, the Joker character, early Joker character, is already in Arkham.
And they've picked an actor to play Joker.
Yeah.
Isn't that big, so you could probably do a TV show.
Wow, rude. Wasn't he in Eternals?
My point still stands.
Sorry, Barry. That's his name, right? Barry.
Sorry, bro.
Keoghan.
Yeah. I saw them before. His cast member comes up as Officer Stan.
Really?
Yeah, like on the Batman cast list. It's pretty funny.
I thought it'd come up as unnamed Arkham inmate.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, no, what I did realize after watching it a second time is his name actually pops up. When the credits start rolling, and he goes Robert Pattinson, then Zoe Kravitz, and all the big. He's second to last. His name pops up second to last before Andy Serkis.
Pretty rude to Andy Serkis.
Yeah,
who had more lines? Be touch and go there.
He had a big monologue.
He did have a big monologue. And a lot of Andy Serkis was like, "Oh no, I'm not your father. I'm in this hospital bed. I'm really hurt. Hold my hand.
Really hurt.
I'm Michael Caine."
Michael Caine.
Oh, Alfred, that bomb got you, mate, didn't it? You think you're Michael Caine now?
But I'm actually keen for this Arkham, or this Gotham
universe. It's cool
series. I think it's cool. And like, this is one thing I really like about this movie. It's it's a thriller. It's very much thriller, and I love my thrillers and my horrors, and to have almost a Batman thriller movie is really cool, and I really friggin' love this.
I heard someone put it recently as like it's got a lot of different inspirations they've talked about and stuff. Seven, etc. But someone compared it to Zodiac. I thought that was a cool because obviously it was like the ciphers and stuff, and I thought that was cool as well. But yeah, like I feel like this movie is really good.
It is.
It's really
it is really good.
And I think if you knew nothing about the Batman, about just Batman in general,
it's a good.
Yeah, I feel
it's a good crime thriller.
Good crime movie. I feel it's just a good crime movie, and I think that's credit to it. I'm worried that they're gonna throw so much at this now. Like we're gonna get 50 spin-off TV shows But you know what? After watching Peacemaker recently, I trust that HBO Max can make a good TV show.
I'm hoping Warner Brothers.
I'm not sure if I just trust James Gunn.
I'm actually just hoping Warner Brothers goes in a good direction from now on. I've said it to you in the past. I've said it to a lot of people in the past. Warner Brothers, it's like they've disappointed me with the DC films.
It's like the Seahawks.
It's too soon.
Seahawks.
Oh no. Why would they trade Russell Wilson?
I'm sorry, guys.
And release Bobby Wagner. Anyway, sorry, Batman. I just hope.
No, I reckon they'll do good if they can keep to it, as in like take a while to make movies. Like Matt Reeves has come out that he's like we've talked about as well off air, that like it's definitely something that he worked at for a really long time, and he was fighting Warner Brothers and DC just to make sure he made the right movie.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't just rush the next few out.
Yeah. I mean, even with the sequel, the whole sequel thing, him and Robert Pattinson, they're keen to do it, But Matt Reeves is like, you know what? I'm going to take my time again. I'm going to try and find the right story. Even then, though, sequel, there was rumors, he suggested that he likes the idea of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker coming into this universe.
That's a big time difference, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool. Imagine Joaquin Phoenix and Robert Pattinson on the same screen. Batman and Joker.
Yeah. I'd like to see someone beat up Joaquin Phoenix. Just anyone. Robert De Niro didn't deserve it. Final thoughts on the Batman, and let's rate it out of... Are we doing a rating system?
I don't know. Do you want to do a rating system?
The rating? I don't know.
Just do it out of 10.
Out of 10. But final thoughts and then rate it out of 10.
I love this movie. I really love it. Like, I generally I could rewatch it as a crime thriller. I actually really love the neo-noir feel of the whole thing. Robert Pattinson is awesome. Paul Dano is freaking phenomenal as the Riddler. Matt Reeves has killed it story-wise. As an overall movie, film, the Batman, the newest Batman, I really enjoyed it. I really love this movie. I do. And I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, wow.
A 9 out of 10. That's what I would give.
One thing I haven't talked about, actually, 9 out of 10 is pretty high as well. Cinematography in this movie is insane.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's Greg Fraser, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. I think that's what makes this movie really awesome as well.
Yeah.
So for that alone, almost, like just the way this movie looks and the production design.
Beautiful.
I know it feels like an afterthought, just like putting it now.
Yeah.
But like it genuinely is really good.
It's a beautiful film.
It's a beautiful movie. I mean, it's disgusting.
It's
like I
it's
would
filthy.
not want to live in Gotham.
Oh, no. Not ever. Not ever would I want to live in Gotham.
It's raining all the time.
It's raining
And it
all
doesn't
the
clean
time.
anything. Like, it's like, goodness me. Like, yeah. But this movie is beautiful. The performances are great. It's written really well. I find like it was paced really well, but I can understand if people don't like watching a 3-hour movie.
That's fair.
You know,
I did hear. I took one friend, and he thought. I mean, I did agree with him.
I'm your one friend.
Sorry, my one acquaintance I talked to about it. He said that there was a moment where he thought it could finish, and he thought, "Oh, it's finishing," and then it didn't, and then kept going. And then by that, when he had that thought, it's like, "Oh no!" And the rest of the movie for him was like, "Yeah."
I've heard of that a lot of the criticism, as in the whole flooding of the city and that. Like a lot of people thought the movie would end with the Riddler being caught.
Yeah.
But I thought that was good that it didn't end with him getting caught.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought it was paced really well as well.
Yeah.
I thought the pacing of the whole film was awesome. I thought 3 hours was really good for the kind of story.
Maybe just because we're so nerdy, we're just loving it so much. It's like every minute we can get of this.
Yeah, we just love watching,
soaking in all those incredible shots and just everything.
The cinematography is phenomenal, especially a couple of the last scenes.
That shot of Batman in the water with the flare.
Oh, bro.
One of the shot, bro. Like, incredible. So I think there's a lot of this movie that is just so well done. Oh, the score. The score is nuts.
Batman's theme. Like every time Batman came in, that's who did the score for this movie?
Michael Giacchino.
But yeah, you're right.
No, stop giving me the 1989. Michael Giacchino. Yeah. He's done a lot of really cool stuff. Like he did the Star Trek movies.
Did he do those?
Yeah, he did the which is cool.
I do like those. The score in those.
Yeah, so the score in this is amazing. I love Catwoman's theme in this is really cool. Like her I can't pick instruments, but like her it's great. It's good.
I feel like there's so much we still could really talk about on this.
I feel like we just got to like the cinematography and the score.
Yeah.
But those things are incredible in this movie.
Oh, it is.
And I love those things, and they tell the story so well.
Even like you were saying when we saw it just before, the whole start where the Warner Bros pops up, the what other company pops up? DC. Obviously, Warner Bros. DC. All quiet. Then the Batman hits. The Batman pops up, and that's when the score starts. It's the first thing you hear. Awesome. awesome.
So cool. Also, one thing I wanted to point out about this movie, a lot of this movie is shot from the perspective of the Batman and the Riddler.
Yeah.
Like first person stuff. Like there's a lot of looking through goggles.
Yeah.
The first shot of the movie is looking through goggles. Same with Batman has a scene where he's spying on Catwoman. Ooh. But there's also a lot of like, even when Batman walks into the crime scene at the start of the movie, it's actually shot from his perspective of walking in. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Of people looking at Batman and they're looking directly at the camera. There's a lot of that sort of perspective stuff. I think that helps tell the story throughout it of like, this story is about perspectives.
Yeah.
And how people have a perspective of like Thomas Wayne as a really great guy.
Yeah.
But actually, he made a mistake.
Yeah.
He's still a good guy, but you know, like, like even like the police commissioner or the like all the people that were corrupt and stuff. It's about, and like I love that they told that in the way they shot it as well.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
No, it was.
So 6 out of 10.
Yeah. So it's about a 5.
About a 5.
I love Suicide Squad better.
Give me the AO card before I give me that before I like commit to any sort of rating system. No, I'll probably say for me, simply because my opinion is invalid because I haven't watched other movies. Curse of the Movie Virgin. This is good. This is good. For me, it's an 8, 8.5.
8.5. Yeah, cool. I said 9.
I feel like we should keep track of these, and then each week we should figure out where we roughly put things.
Right. So
like the Top Gear scoreboard.
Imagine that.
Like this regularly priced car beat a Ferrari. I reckon we're gonna rate something like a 10 out of 10, and it's gonna be like everyone's gonna be like, "That's rubbish."
This not. I mean,
the 2016
Suicide Squad,
the Justice League.
Oh, bro, that
Justice League.
That can just go on the bin. Hey, get that out of here.
It's my favorite movie. All right, well, that is our review of the Batman. We thoroughly enjoyed it, as you can probably tell. We just talked about how awesome it was the whole time.
The whole time.
You can get in contact with us at the show in a few different ways. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. You can subscribe and you can like and you can comment down below. Create the community of the Movie Virgin. Let me know if you're the Movie Virgin in your circle, and let me know if you're a bully in your circle, and tell me why I shouldn't talk about
So are you saying I'm the bully in our circle?
Yeah, you're the bully.
This circle is just this?
Yeah, it's a pretty good circle too. Just a straight circle. Yeah, so like, subscribe to all those things on YouTube. If you like, comment, like I was saying, comment down below, because we want to build a community of people, which would be cool. Be great. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you subscribe and also give us a 5-star review, because it helps us a lot. Hopefully. I don't know how these things work. Apparently, this is what they say on podcasts.
Well, we'll just steal it.
So
you do whatever you want with
now,
it. Now,
really. if you're listening on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, feel free to get in contact with us at movievirginshow@gmail.com. Let us know what movie you'd like us to review next. Just anything.
Just anything.
Just put it in. I probably haven't seen it.
You probably haven't.
I love
TV shows as well.
Yeah, we'll do TV shows as well.
Nothing long.
Nothing long. Oh, just
Good one.
I was going to say War and Peace. What? That's a book. We're not doing book reviews. My name is the Movie Virgin, not the book.
Good one.
Good. Great. And over the next few weeks, or maybe in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to do an Oscars 2022 preview episode.
Yeah.
So we're going to watch all the Oscar movies and then see what we going to pick.
Yep.
We'll put our picks in. And then after that, we'll probably just do an Oscar review.
Yeah.
Plus whatever else is coming out.
Yeah, that's right. Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Movie Virgin to stay up to date with what we're doing. And when next more stuff's coming out.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Send us emails and content, because then you'll get on the show, most likely at the moment, because we're just getting started. All right. Stay awesome, everyone, and enjoy your movies.
Enjoy the Batman. Peace out.